He evidently likes Burdeau.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank, Wilkinson, Chevy, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert, only on the NFHS Network, brought to you by New Image Media.
Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert, joined to kick this thing off with Hector, my man. Marketing guru, genius, king of the chicken. Handles all the marketing and communications for Zaxby's in the region. How are you, sir?
It's Monday. I'm actually feeling really good on a Monday, so that's a good sign for the week, and I'm excited, to get the week started.
I want to know first. You guys last week did a promotion where you gave away snack packs.
We did.
How'd that go?
Oh, dude, it was great. The weather was perfect. It wasn't too hot. The wind was coming in. I mean, we could walk around, not break a sweat. You're like, here you go. Here's a free Big Zack. So it went really great, and I'm happy for the community coming out. So
all right, so the free chicken started going out at 1 o'clock. What time did you stop?
So we try to stop in an hour. So we start at 1 o'clock. We'll end at 2 o'clock. We'll sometimes go over in case, we didn't give them all away. So it went out in about 40 minutes. So 40 minutes we got out, not 95 of them. So it was a lot of fun. It was busy, but it was a lot of fun.
If I know one thing about Sanford, it's free food. Doesn't stand a chance.
Oh, they'll be there.
All right. Well, fantastic. I'm glad it went well. Anything else on the agenda here in the very near future?
Oh, now that the summer's ending and everything going back in, we're tackling a lot of school orders when it comes to catering. We've really been doing a lot with the schools, and we've been having a lot of fun with that. Going to be reading to some preschoolers. That should be that should be a lot of fun. I know we have a pay it forward with Foxy 99. We have one last one, and that's going to be at our Whiteville store. So if you're ever in Whiteville and you're going to the beach before the heat goes down, that's the place to be at right now.
All right, well, we've got Hope County at Lee County this week, and I don't think yet that we've had any chicken in the press box.
Oh,
I'm just saying, if you run out of school orders.
You've got my number on speed dial, so I'm there in a jiffy if you need me.
All right, we'll keep you we'll keep you posted.
Awesome.
Did you get a chance to get downtown for Indy Fest this weekend?
No, I didn't. I got busy with work. I mean, Saturday we actually did a donation in Fayetteville. We did the Mana Dream Run.
Okay,
that was
fantastic.
happening in there, and we donated 300 nibblers, and then we were there for the event.
Right,
we were up there at 4 in the morning at the store, just racking up some nibblers. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, our nibblers is our presentable breakfast, item that we can use since we don't have breakfast.
I'm trying to get past the fact that you just said 4 in the morning.
Oh yeah,
4 in the morning.
Chicken is going all the time. At least we're not open 24/7. Then there'd be run for some more money on my hands.
Well, thank you as always for everything you do, not the least of which is supporting Lee County sports and sports throughout the region. We couldn't do these shows, telecast the game. We couldn't do any of this without you. So you guys make it happen. We certainly appreciate your support, and I reckon I will see you next week, sir.
Oh, yeah, you will see me here.
All right, very good. We'll see you soon.
Well, thank you for having me.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the next segment of the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Welcome back. Chris Delambert joined on set with the coach, Steve Burdeau. How are you, sir?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
No, thanks. Yeah. Thank you for having me, man.
No problem.
Great game this weekend. That first quarter, you guys got by Union Pines, ultimately 42-0. But I didn't know what to expect from them on offense. This is their third coach in 4 years, brand new system. A little bit of back to the future because there's some continuity in that staff, led by head coach Jason Trousdale. Ryan Giggy, still the offensive coordinator. I had heard all this stuff about them being run heavy. And I didn't really believe it until I showed up on Friday night and they threw the ball like twice all night. Did you guys get even more run than you expected from them, or do you think you were pretty well prepared for it?
Yeah, I think it's about what we expected. They did have a few more receivers typically in formations on any of the other films we saw. They come in that first series and just, played 11 guys within, 3 foot of each other and tried to just run the ball down on us. And the first few plays it worked. It was a long first series. And finally, we got off the field and then tried to handle it from there. Yeah,
they came out, they moved the ball effectively in sort of 3 and 4 yard chunks. It was like Fuquay all over again. Had a little assist from a penalty, and then once they got down to red zone, it seemed like you brought up another defensive lineman. The linebackers started to crowd, and that kind of went away. Now, as the game went on, they tried to open it up and do some things. Had some success in the passing game, but I mean, you guys really just kind of pushed them around on both sides of the ball. I want to talk to you about B.J. Brown because Jerry Chalmers, doing color the last couple of weeks, standing in for Nate Cochran, told me before the game, he said, I think it's going to be B.J.'s coming out party. And I really think that we're seeing sort of the culmination of a year and a half in the program where he was breaking out big runs by a step or so and getting tripped up at that second level. And now he's starting to gash people, and those 5 and 6 yard runs are becoming 20 and 30 and 40 yard runs. How close is he to sort of his ceiling for his sophomore year?
I think BJ still has a lot of areas he can improve on, which is a great thing. But he's taking the coaching week to week, day to day, and he's getting better. It's noticeable in games. He's played 6 high school football games, which is kind of a crazy thing to think about for the things he's doing. But I was really proud that he took the little drills, little tiny drills we do in practice, or we're reading a butt, our blocker's butt. If it's facing out, we go this way. If it's facing in, we go this way. And he's weaving in and out and doing the things that we're coaching them through. And all that's possible because the OLs worked their butt off, and the receivers did a really good job. The OL kind of gets us our first 3 or 4 yards, and we break those big runs. Some of it's talent. It helps when guy can go the distance like BJ can. But those receivers getting on the secondary guys and giving them some lanes.
That's something. It's interesting you say that because what impresses me most about him at this sort of tender age is not the speed and the strength, and he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. But that type of vision and that type of feet, you really can't teach that. That's just something a young man either has or they don't, and that's what differentiates playing, running back when you get to high school or playing, someplace else on the field. And the vision that he already shows is really, really impressive. And his feet, there doesn't seem to be a lot of false steps in there. Hits the hole, he's doing his thing, and really, really impressed. You also talked last week about Kendall Morris, and I asked you, are you going to try and use him in a different capacity? And you said, nope, he's going to do the same things BJ does. And I think for the first time this week I saw that, because when he came in, there was no change to the game plan. It looked like, same guy, just a different jersey number, and had a big play knocked off by a penalty on a score. But Kendall is really starting to come into his own, and that two-headed monster right there, when you have that power backfield in reserve where you rode Jennings and Johnson out there, man, the running game is formidable. And I know that you guys like to do a lot of things on offense. You like to throw the ball around. You like to keep the defense honest, and you're looking forward to postseason. But in a game like Friday night, is there ever any hesitancy for you to even throw the ball at all and just be like, we're just going to run it? We're going to run it every play in the rest of the ball game.
I think it's always – I know the O-lineman would probably love that. Coach Santiago and Coach Thompson probably love that. But all those receivers that work their butt off, we'd like to get them some love too, and Will and, Mark, those guys throwing the ball around. But we do have some really talented running backs, and I enjoy watching those guys because there's some similarities, and there's, JoJo and TJ come in and being big boys. They really can be tough to tackle. But they're both really good athletes. But talking about Kendall, talking about BJ, they allow us to let JoJo, let TJ focus on defense, and that's been a really good thing for us.
Speaking of defense, a couple of observations. First of all, Jerry and I agreed last night that we thought that Tyric McKendall is really playing. We think that his play at safety has really come up by leaps and bounds, where he's diagnosing things, he's getting to the ball faster, obviously has all the athletic talent in the world, but it seems like he's really getting what's in front of him, and he's playing with a lot more suddenness back there in the defensive backfield.
Yeah, I think some of that is, for the first couple of years, Tyric was kind of like a second thing that he did. It wasn't always in practice. If we were doing drills, he was going to go to offense and try to work it. This year it's been whatever we're working on, he's all in. He's working his butt off, and Coach Herron's doing a great job with him at DB, and he understands the flow of the game. He's a smart football player, smart kid in general. So I think he's going to continue to get better at safety.
I was interested to see the one part of the game plan that kind of crossed me up. We'd seen Aaron Wallace featured in the pass game the last couple of weeks. He didn't get a whole lot of reps at receiver this week. We just saw Logan Walker there at the receiver position. Talk about where that came from, because I think Walker caught his first ball of the year this past game. I could be wrong. He may have had one before, but he ended up in there, seemed like about 2/3 of the snaps.
Yeah, so Logan has been one that's kind of played a little bit more each week. He's a very capable kid. He played a little bit of defense early on in the season, and it was one of our best overall JV players last year. So we knew some things that he was going to be able to do. We just got to get him caught up with the varsity level early on. First few he played a lot, and it allowed us to move Tyric around, let him go play inside a little bit, because Logan has the speed to stretch the field and run the screens and things we want him to do. So some of the same things that Aaron can do. They're similar kids. So when we do finally face a team that throws the ball around, it gives us more options.
All right, so walked away with a 42-0 win. There were some penalties. There were some things. I know no coach is ever 100% happy with a performance. What were your criticisms of the team you took away from Friday night?
Yeah, my biggest thing was early on, I felt like that it took us, it was like 14 plays. That first series was 14 plays. And I felt like that took a long, that was 8 minutes. It was a really good drive by them. Obviously, it didn't end up getting the points, but I don't want us to see 14-play drives. That's something we can't have, because most often that's gonna wear on us throughout the game. And the penalties were a huge thing. I think we had 105 yards of penalties. So some of them probably deserved. Some of them, maybe weren't. But that's how it goes.
There was some time, particularly into the fourth quarter. There was one official that got really excited there for a while, and I don't know, it seemed like he threw a flag on about 6 straight plays.
Yeah, I was wondering if he ran out of flags to throw at one point. I asked Mr. Wilkinson that. He does our chains for us. So.
There was one play, and I don't want you to dig too deep and get you in trouble with the Athletic Association or anything like that, but there was one particular play where in the secondary, you had a guy came up, laid a pretty good shot onto a ball carrier, and everything about it looked clean. It was just a particularly hard shot. It drew a flag. We in the booth didn't think that it drew a flag. Nobody in the crowd thought it drew a flag. You didn't think it drew a flag on the sideline. What do you say to a kid in the moment and then after the game about that play?
So the number one thing that we talked to the kid about was using proper technique and wrapping up and tackling somebody instead of trying to hit somebody. If we did all those things, he probably still had a big hit, and then there would have been no question about whether or not he did, because they called targeting, so he used his helmet.
Amazing, since no helmet hit anybody.
It was a shoulder, and that's sometimes that does happen where a big play, big hit happens. It's more of a reaction of something wrong instead of seeing it, which the refs got a tough job. That's a lot happening, but that particular one I think was a clean hit.
I would tend to agree with you. Well, thanks, Coach.
Yes, sir.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back and give away some hardware.
Sounds good.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach, got a couple of the players that were featured. Before you introduce them, I want to tell you that the pass down the seam to McKendall that got the touchdown and earned him his way into the show tonight, I thought in the moment, I was like, good thing I'm not the defensive coordinator because I'd have had that covered. And then I thought, you know what, even if I'd have known what was coming, I'm not sure, could have come up with anything to stop it. So doesn't really matter. Coach, take it away.
Yeah, so the offensive player of the week this week is Tyric McKendall, number 2 for us, senior, doing a little bit of everything. Scored a touchdown, had a couple catches, made about 6 or 7 tackles, caught a couple punts, had a couple good returns. Just kind of all over the field. It was offense is the player, the award that he's getting, but it was kind of a little bit of everything type of day. And defensive player of the week this week is Landon Johnson. Landon had several tackles, I think 2 sacks, just all over the place, being disruptive and punting the ball, I think, once. Long snapping for all our PATs, making sure Eli has a good snap and Kennedy has something to kick. So both of these guys are really getting it done for us.
All right, I'm going to start with 2. Mr. McKendall, how are you, sir?
Yeah, how you doing?
All right, you heard what I said to Coach. I knew that pass down the seam was coming. I called it on the air. If I'd have been calling the defense on the other side and schemed to stop it, would you still got the catch and scored?
See, I can't answer that. You maybe seen caught you.
It's good. You're here because of your performance on offense this weekend. But I told Coach before you guys came out, it seems to me that in the last couple weeks, a little bit of a light bulb's gone off on defense, and you're diagnosing things quicker. You're getting down into the box. Have you felt that, or am I seeing things? Talk to me about the transition.
No, I think you're right, because my all the way up to my junior year, I wasn't really on defense a lot. So, but I was always a part of it in practice, so I always knew what was going on. But actually flipping the switch and playing it possession, yeah, it was a little bit rough.
All right, so both things right here, wide receiver, safety. If you could only do one, which one would it be?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, I grew up a defensive player, but I mean, as I got older, I like scoring touchdowns. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, it had to be scoring touchdowns.
All right, Landon, you jumped off tape all season, and sort of over the last 4 years, there's been a lot of top shelf talent. D1 guys come through that defensive line. You've been a part of that rotation for a couple of years, and now you seem to be the guy that when opposing offenses game plan on that defensive front, you're the guy that jumps out that they have to game plan around. Talk about what it's like to be the guy now.
That's a good question. Yeah, obviously, in my sophomore year, I was with a lot of talent on the D-line, so I kind of learned a lot of things from them. And then last year, I got a bit of it on my own, trying to lead on my own D-line to do what we can. And this year, I really am trying to lead and get us where we need to be, because most of those people on the D-line haven't played much varsity, so they still have few kinks to work out. I'm trying to help them get there as much as possible.
All right, very good. Do you ever nudge Coach just once in a while and be like, hey, in goal line, put me in, man.
All the time.
Let me go post somebody up.
All the time.
I got
all the time.
Can you catch, though?
Of course.
All right. I'll work on him for you. Great job, guys. These are your First Bank Players of the Week trophies. I know both of you have got a collection of those. But look, you guys had a great week. Big week coming up against Hope County. What are you guys seeing from tape on them?
They're very big and athletic like us, but at the end of the day, I think we're better coached and better disciplined than them. So.
Dude. I love that. That was fantastic.
He just going to get him another Zaxby chicken sandwich. I think he deserves another sandwich.
Wow.
I got another one.
The trophies. You also have $25 gift cards there from Zaxby's. Great job, guys. We'll be looking for more of the same this weekend. We'll be on hand at Lee County watching you guys take on Hoke, cheering you along. Great job. We'll take a break. We'll be back on the other side with the Lee County Scholar Athlete of the Week.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
Lamco Homes, from concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes, our standards are others' options.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach, you've got your Scholar Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Lamco. Please introduce him.
Yeah, so Will Patterson is our Scholar Athlete of the Week. Will's our senior quarterback. Had another outstanding game. Has done a really good job this year, being very efficient, leading our team. And each week, I feel like he's getting crisper and crisper as an offense and understanding what we want. But obviously, as this part of being a Scholar Athlete, he also does it in the classroom with over a 4.0 GPA.
All right, so Will, we've been down this road before. Where do you think you're at in terms of your game overall and what you can accomplish the rest of the season? You working at 85% capacity, 95, or are you close to 100?
I don't even think I'm halfway where I can be. I think I'm still getting better every day, every practice, and every game. Improving, and the end goal is always to get a ring, and so I'm not gonna stop until we get that done.
What phase of your game do you work on the most?
Throwing the ball in the run and just getting the ball downfield.
All right, very good. You got a big old gigantic receiver that lines up in the slot, man. Must be nice to have a big target like that. I was really impressed and a little surprised you weren't here last week. Maybe 14 of 14. For 177 yards in the first half against Fuquay. Did you realize you were perfect going into halftime?
No, I didn't. I was just out there playing.
All right, very good. You've already said what I was going to ask next. What's the goal for this year? Get that ring, right?
Yes, sir.
Especially at the quarterback position, man. You guys win a ring, you get to be the quarterback of that state championship forevermore. I love it.
Sir.
All right, Coach, anything to add?
Will's really done an outstanding job, not just in the classroom. Continue to take it to the next level on the field. Proud of having him being one of our leaders on our team.
All right, very good. We'll take a quick break, and to my surprise, Union Pines is here, and we'll have Coach Jason Trousdale and his guys come out next. I'm fired up about that. We'll take a quick break, be back with the rest of the Zaxby's Coaches Show on the other side.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water. Improve water. Enjoy water. So that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
90 years
All right,
ago,
well-
First Bank was founded.
Whoops. Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, joined by the Union Pines head coach, Jason Trousdale. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, sir. Thank you for having me.
It's been a while.
It has. It has been a while.
So
Sure.
this is your first year on the job at Union Pines. Lonnie Cox was there for 2 years, started to build a winning culture, had things go in the right direction, and then the state kind of flipped everything on its ear, changed the conference, everything else. Coach Cox went down to the coast to Fairmont, and you acceded into the position. You've got some continuity on that staff, but talk about sort of the state of the program right now. What's going well, what's going bad, what do you want to work on, everything.
Well, for starters, we after about day 7 of our camp, we got quarantined for 2 weeks.
Oof.
So, with that said, we had 30 of our varsity players out for 2 weeks, and we thought we were going pretty well at that time, and then, that put us back. The team was able to come back the Tuesday of our first game against Grays Creek. So we had 2 practices and a walkthrough before we were able to line up and play Grays Creek. So I really think that was a huge issue of why we weren't able to win that game. We started out, we were ahead, we were up 2 scores in the fourth quarter, and we lost both of those leads. Looking back on it, and if we had the time to practice for 2 weeks straight, I think we would have won that football game. I really do. The next week, we played Weston Harnett. We still had one of our better players out with quarantine. We're still trying to find ourselves. Once again had a two score lead in that game. In the fourth quarter, they came back to beat us. We just really, we're still not there with our legs. I was talking to one of our players on the way over, Damon. I just said, I feel like conditioning-wise, we'll probably be able to be there by the time the next week rolls around when we play Scotland. So after those 2 games, our opponent stepped up. I mean, you got St. Paul's was in the state championship game last year, and then obviously Lee County last year, 2 years ago was in the state championship game as well. So we've played the last 2 games top 5 teams in the state, in 2A and 3A respectively, and we've had really good moments in both those football games early on. Against St. Paul's, the game was an 8-0 game. We had a shot to score bound by the goal line. It went off our receiver's hand, intercepted. We've had a tough time slowing these better teams down. St. Paul's, their offense is phenomenal, and then when you look at Lee County, we knew that we couldn't give them a lot of possessions because they're just outstanding. Their talent is off the board. They're off the charts as far as that talent goes. We drove the football to open the game against Lee County. I think you were there.
I was.
It was a 14-play drive, and, we had a couple penalties that helped us with that. But we also got behind the sticks. And anytime we get behind the sticks, we're not a throwing football team. Our quarterback hasn't really played quarterback since New Century Middle School. So we're a work in progress. We're going to get better. We really bought into the weight room in the offseason. Our record at 0-4 does not indicate the type of football team we are. We might not have the best record this year, and I've been a part of 4 years as a head coach in New York where my record was, up near 80%. So I've never been through a situation like this. I do know one thing. We ain't going to stop working. The coaches aren't going to stop working. The players aren't going to stop working. We believe that we're going to continue to get better, continue to believe in one another, and the opportunity for us to have success isn't very far off. Maybe we win 1, 3, 4 games this year. We're not far away. We're in a loaded conference. We understand that. If you do anything in your life that's really means something to you, it's going to take some work. So, I'm happy about having the opportunity. I never thought I'd have another opportunity to be a head coach, and I actually had 2 opportunities this year. I turned the job down to stay at Union Pines.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I thought you had taken that other job. And then when I found out you were still at Union Pines, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I thought that he was going to the other. I'm not going to throw it out there, but we know which school I'm talking about. I'm going to tell you something. First of all, I like you. You're like dead serious focused. There's a lot of passion inside there. I'm going to tell you something that people at home that didn't see the ball game and look at the score and they're like 42-0 are going to think sounds crazy. You guys were 2 or 3 plays from making that game a serious ball game early on. And like you said, and we called it in the booth, got behind the sticks down there in the red zone. But if you punch a couple of those in early, the whole trajectory of that ball game would have changed. I'm going to be honest with you. When I came out and saw you guys line up tight, I thought he's crazy. And then watch you walk the ball down the field 3 and 4 yards at a pop, just doing your thing with great execution. And then you didn't even use Ethan Biggs, the much ballyhooed receiver last year. Now he's playing a little bit of tailback. Biggs didn't even really come into the fold early, and then that was another wrinkle that came. And I really think that if you went back in time and got a break or 2 on one of those plays early on and punched one of those early touchdowns in, it would have changed everything. I thought it was a great game plan. In spite of the fact that first blush, I was like, there's no way this is going to work. And then you made it work, and it was amazing. The one thing that's always been true of the athletes down at Union Pines is they're going to fight from the opening whistle to the final gun. And that doesn't look to have changed at all with your guys, because even when things got going against them and all the momentum was with Lee County, it was a home game, big crowd there, no let up. I mean, you fought and fought and fought, and I think it's a testament to you and your staff and those young men out there at Union Pines. So great job, and I know you guys were up against it, and you kind of headed me off the pass because I was going to ask, what have your COVID challenges look like? And I got to tell you honestly, I know of schools in and around the state that have gone through less adversity that have canceled ball games. So the fact that you guys have gone out there and played those ball games in the face of all that adversity really says a lot about your program.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And I'll tell you, our varsity obviously suffered as a result of COVID, but our JV program has really stepped up. I can't, thank our staff enough. I tried to concentrate a little bit on the varsity 11 or 12 guys that were there, but the JV program from where it was last year to where it is now is just, it's unbelievable. The kids are buying in. We've kept a lot of kids that potentially could be varsity players down on the JV so they could find the success. And, maybe eventually we'll move those guys up. But, building a culture of winning. And usually when you think about JV, you're not trying to worry so much about wins, but where we were before compared to where we are now, we thought it was kind of important for us to have and find that success with the JVs. And the varsity, we're looking for our first win this week, and we're going to get everything we got to hopefully get that win this Friday.
All right, in this day and age, in high school and in college football, head coach and the offensive system sort of they're sort of synonymous with one another. What we saw from you guys this past weekend was a very tight set, run-based offense. Are you doing that because of the personnel that are in place, or is that close to what you want your offense ultimately to look like as a system long-term at Union Pines?
Well, I'll be honest, we're not going to be a double-type power I team. I love spreading the football out. I just knew that for us to have a chance against Lee County, that we needed to possess the football. And I knew how they lined up. We could go 9-on-7 against them just because of a numbers game. And we have some tough backs that can take it up in there. Russ, Schaper, one of them, number 32. And then Damon, Bremer, also number 22 over there. We thought we could, be able to run the ball between the tackles. We did find some success early. They did a really good job of changing it, putting their guys closer to the box. They moved their safeties up, moved their corners in, and, they did a good job with the adjustment after our first drive of the game. for sure. But no, as far as offensively, I love the formation teams, but we also got to look at. I look at it as a whole scheme. You know, being a head coach before, I knew the fact is you've got to be able to slow teams down defensively, and teams like Lee County, that's tough to do. So we needed to try to possess the football as long as we could. The longer it's a football game, the more chance we have to knock off a team like that.
100%. All right, Coach, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back on the other side to give away some hardware. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Union Pines on the set with us. Coach, you've got your offense and defensive players of the game. If you'd be so kind as to introduce them, that'd be fantastic.
Absolutely. Right here to my right, I have Russ Schaper, number 32. He was our offensive player of the game. He had 9 carries, 52 really tough yards.
9 carries? It seemed like he had about 20.
Yeah, well, that means we would have to have the ball a little bit longer. But he is just a tough kid. Great blocker as well. Outstanding student athlete, 3.9 GPA. Love the kid, comes from a great family. Coach Schaper's a volunteer assistant that just really helps out a lot in many different aspects, and we're just fortunate to have him on our staff.
Thank you, Coach.
And then Damon Bremer, number 22 here. Damon is a 4.3 GPA. He's recently played a little fullback for us. I know I got linebacker up on the screen, but he had, I think, 6 tackles, 1 pass defense, and actually it's his first year playing inside linebacker, so he's done a really good job catching on, and he just wants to keep getting better. Both these young men, again, student athletes first, and they are just good community members, and they are all about the team. There's no I in one of those guys, and they're a pleasure to have. They're a pleasure to coach, without question.
All right, guys, I talked to Coach before you came out about the adversity you all have faced with COVID and everything that's going on with that. And I mean this when I say it. There are a lot of programs across the state that are dealing with a lot of stuff that has to do with COVID. And we're watching programs handle the adversity. Some of them are handling it and they're playing ball. Some of them are not. But the fact that you guys have been out there, given that you've had limited practice and all the rest of that stuff, and have played these ball games is fantastic. You had a pick 6 I thought was going the other way. Did you put it – was that the right linebacker, one of your linebackers?
Oh, I think he's talking about Brett.
My fault. Yeah. My fault. It wasn't you. See, you would have caught it and taken it back to the house, right? Schaper, we saw you line up at the tailback position and didn't know what to expect, and then we saw you hit the hole, man, like a freight train every doggone time. Talk about what it was like in the trenches there in that war on Friday night.
It's just a matter of moving your feet. You can't stop moving your feet. It all comes down to who wants it more, yard for yard, pound for pound, whether you're big, small, whatever. If you want it more, you'll get it.
All right, very good. Guys, on the table in front of you, we don't have a First Bank rep tonight, but those trophies are presented by First Bank, and in front of those are $25 Zaxby's gift cards. So enjoy some chicken and relish those trophies. Good luck to you guys this weekend and on through the rest of the season. You're a credit to your program, and you guys are doing it the right way.
Yes, sir.
So,
thank
you, sir.
Any closing words, Coach?
Yeah, I just appreciate you guys having us on, and like I said, it's a pleasure to have these guys, and hopefully we can find some winning ways this Friday night.
All right, we got one more piece of hardware to give away. We'll be right back on the other side with Union Pine's Scholar Athlete of the Week.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Jason Trousdale from Union Pines joining us tonight with his crew, and he's got Scholar Athlete of the Week for Union Pines. Coach, if you would do the introductions.
Absolutely. We have Jamison Rembert here. He doubles as a tight end slash defensive end slash wide receiver now. That's right. We moved him out to wide receiver recently. Just really great kid, community member, does everything right in the school. Love to have him. 4.4 GPA. Sure. So, just a great kid, comes from a great family. His dad's here today. Bart also helps out as an assistant. Just always willing to do the extras for us, and just glad to have him.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I got to say that you talked about the personnel that Lee County rolls out on both sides of the ball. You got all-state guys. You got an All-American out there. You were one of the few matchups that we're going to see this year. They didn't know what to do with you. Your size, your ability to go get the football. Yes, I thought you had a great night. I would, you certainly would have been in the conversation to be the player of the game on offense as well. Yes, but what you guys were able to do and continuing out there, going out there, getting popped in the secondary, I thought you had a great game, and you were a guy that is going to jump off tape people that watch that ball game.
Yes, sir.
As you move forward, from a scholastic standpoint, where do your interests in as far as higher education lie? What kind of field would you like to get into?
Preferably somewhere in the marine biology field. Really into science and the ocean.
All right. You going to clean up the oceans for us?
Hopefully, yes, sir.
All right, very good. All right, Coach, any last words?
No, I just, once again, just really fortunate to be here, and hopefully we can get started with wins tonight, or not tonight, Friday night.
Looking forward to it, and we hope to see you guys soon. After we close this down, we'll roll straight into the game. The part of the game that you don't want to miss, I know this is kind of funny, is the halftime show. We had a chance to talk to James Alberson from the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, and I'm not going to lie, Coach, I kind of drilled him about the conference realignment. He did a good job. We didn't get into a fist fight during the interview, but I thought it was, he brought some things to light and gave us some things to think about. And after we turn the cameras off, I'll ask you what you think about it. But we thought it was a very interesting interview, and if you're a fan of high school football in the region, you may want to check that out. Okay. In addition to the rest of the ball game, I am Chris, and thanks for tuning in. And we will be at Lee County as Lee County hosts Hope County this weekend. Kickoff is at 7:30. Check us out in person, or you can watch it online on the NFHS network. Peace.
Lamco Homes, from concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes, our standards are others' options. Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by First Bank, Wilkinson, Chevy, Cadillac, Buick, GMC, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert, only on the NFHS Network, brought to you by New Image Media.